I mentioned to you we had a previous guest, John Donovan, who was the CEO of AT&T, and he said something that interrupted my sleep for a couple of nights, which was, and he didn't mention the country, I don't believe, but another country that's not necessarily an ally had developed hypersonic missiles, and that we didn't have the capacity to identify them quickly enough. By the time they hit our radar with the technology we had, it was too late to engage them. So that made me think a bit, right? That somebody else is ahead of us in a technology game that involves.
Hopefully more people are thinking.
Right. And so I noted in the information on you that one of your areas of expertise is hypersonic weaponry. So can I sleep better now, or should I still remain worried?
Oh man, I don't think any of us should sleep, right? There's too much to be done.
That's definitely not the right answer. I thought you were going to
there's no sort of psychologist couch here for you.
Yeah.
So this is
bring it on.
You've got to, right? If you're gonna go build, this is not just. Okay, so let's step back. Hypersonic. So what is it? It's faster than sound.
Yeah.
So like moving really fast. And so that means something launched from one part of the world could get you in a handful of minutes on the other side of the world. And oh, by the way, that's not a new idea. The whole world of nuclear missiles, ballistic missiles going, that's a short distance too, but a fairly sort of understood trajectory called the parabola when things go around the globe. Hypersonics is a totally different game because whether it's all around the globe or a short area, you are maneuvering and changing. So it's not necessarily a defined path that you have to go down, and you're super fast when you're doing it. So back to the the offense versus defense conversation, it makes defense very challenging and offense much easier if you have the ability to be a fast-moving point guard, for example. You can go do that in a way that you have to block a lot of areas to make that shot. So for hypersonics, this is a few years back when I was back in the department, we had done a bunch of different like science and tech areas. I think like lab work in the area, and you've got missiles, and you need to think about thermal, like heat protection, all this tech stuff that have to make these systems work, coordination. And so when I was working for the Secretary of Defense at the time, both doing the investment committee and special projects, meaning new initiatives. One of those is I was trying to convince the secretary that we should actually invest wholeheartedly in developing hypersonics. And at the time, we were focused on other challenges in the world, like Iraq and Afghanistan, that hypersonics had less of a play in. And so we were thinking about how the allocations. Next secretary comes in and had the same conversation, but came this time not just with an operational reason. Hey, if they're doing it, we should have it. It's great, capabilities, but to begin to think about how do you build the business case for it? Where's the money coming from? And I did the analysis to say, hey, we've got all these little things going on around it. What if we concentrated it and made a couple large bets? But bets such that could actually deliver capability, not just examine capability. And it's not going to cost you anything else. We're just going to collapse some things, but you have the potential to actually achieve something significant. And he said yes. And so that, and I named the program Conventional Prompt Strike, or CPS. And that is the basis, and still the Navy and then the Army's program to go build hypersonic missile systems. So that kind of sadly ties way back to that particular decision to go invest in our ability to do hypersonic. That's missile side.
Yeah.
We have much more work to be done in that, and we can't go fast enough. On the defense, this is where we get into President Trump's Golden Dome for America. It's certainly adjacent to that, where to be able to defend against things moving fast and from any direction, you need to be able to see, track, engage, decide, and then take some kind of effect to be able to stop the target. This is a big problem. It was a big problem back in the Reagan years for Star Wars. It was recognized, and it's become more complex in a world of fast-moving, highly maneuverable things like hypersonics.